Hello and welcome. It's the Hoopstradamus podcast. I'm Adam Shelfu, and he's Hami Arain. He's on the Hoopstradamus hotline. And Hami, we did all right yesterday on our picks. Perhaps I was a little overzealous with the Washington Wizards. We did say Tatum was going to go off, and he did.
I had a horrible slate on my end because I picked the two losers to win.
Ooh, you went 0 for 2.
Yeah, I went 0 for 2, and I was way off base. I mean, the Pacers came out way more motivated than I thought they'd be. They figured, and that's kind of an experienced team. They figured, now or never kind of for them. And the Hornets are a very young team, so they'll bounce back. I mean, they have another opportunity, right?
I don't think so. They're out.
The Hornets are out. Yeah,
they're out.
If they were a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But the Wizards have another chance.
Yeah, the Wizards have another chance. And the Wizards, I mean, it was really a tale of two halves, right?
Yeah, it was basically two teams.
Well, the Celtics adjusted so well, and then at some point Jason Tatum, who's the best player on the floor, just completely took over. And it's a shame that Bradley Beal wasn't a little bit more healthy. You could just tell that he was – just watching him walk around, you could tell he was a little ginger. He was a little limpy. That's not ideal in a must-win situation.
Yeah, he had a great season. In an individual standpoint, obviously he played really well, especially at the beginning of the season. But the Wizards were horrible, like when he was playing at his best. And it's a shame. But Bradley Beal, he's had a lot of playoff experience, and I guess, now this year, tomorrow, they're going to be looking forward to trying to beat over, Indiana for that last spot. And, that's they get the Wizards all season long, they have the work cut out for them, since they got off to that bad start.
Yeah, and that should be a really fun game. They play so damn fast, man.
Yesterday, they weren't even that bad. They were winning at halftime. It was just that third quarter that that really screwed them at the beginning of the first 5 minutes of the third quarter.
Yeah, it seems like it'll be destined to be a super high scoring game when they do meet.
Yeah,
but we shall see. As far as the Pacers go, yeah, it was like the varsity team against the JV team. That was never a game, ever.
Yeah, it was disappointing when I tune into the TV and I see it's like 89-60.
Yeah, and we said, I predicted Sabonis would have a triple-double. He was an assist away from that. That was frustrating because I did put a buck on that one. But best player on the floor. And I think it's time we give him the respect he deserves. When they play through him, he's a superstar.
You're talking about Sabonis?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sabonis he's a nice player, but I'm not sure where the Pacers are gonna, because they're gonna have to choose right between Miles and DeMontis, and I mean,
it seems that way. I mean, I don't know. I think Miles Turner. I mean, he's such a good shot blocker, but he's not a good rebounder. He's a really good shooter. He's just it's weird to have somebody who's such a good shot blocker and not a good rebounder, who's 7 feet tall. I don't know. I'm not crazy about him.
I've always wanted to see Miles Turner, at least in the last year, on Golden State.
Oh, that would be an interesting fit.
That'd be nice. And they're having people, on just talking around, maybe, what's that word? But when you're thinking, is it pontificating? When you're thinking about something, you're kind of like, I don't know. I think that's what the word is. But Sabonis to the Warriors, and I'm like, that would be really nice offensively, but I think Miles Turner is slightly better for the Warriors, but for what they're trying to do, getting their big. I mean, they have Wiseman, but
yeah,
Turner be the starter.
I mean, we'll see what happens because they definitely have a lot of question marks. It doesn't seem like. I mean, they had a disappointing year. They got into the play-in and they were good last night, but Indiana was supposed to be much better than they have been. And there's some trouble in paradise, it seems. I mean, there was that game where Sabonis took himself out of the game late a few months ago, and I think there's some serious bad I don't know if it's bad blood or just like not a good fit coach wise, but it doesn't seem like Sabonis is super happy. And he's the best player Indiana's had in, I mean, since Paul George, at least. And so Indiana fans, I'm sure, are hoping that they can kind of work things out, but because he's a player who would help any team he goes to. He's sensationally good. I would say the only better passing big men in the NBA are Nikola Jokic and Bam Adebayo. And then he got 21 rebounds last night. And so he's not technically a European, but being the son of one of the best Europeans of all time, he definitely has that European style of play. His dad, of course, the great Soviet Union center, literally, Arvydas Sabonis, who played a decent little career in the NBA, but didn't come over for about a decade. But we're getting to see.
I know Sabonis, his son, he played overseas somewhere.
Did he at some point? Because he obviously went to Gonzaga.
Yeah. I think in high school or something. Look up his Wikipedia. He went somewhere before, before college or whatever.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely. I don't know, man. I'm kind of surprised. Like, obviously, I see why OKC wanted to get Paul George, but like, they really let a really good young piece go. But I think they're going to be just fine. Yeah, they're going to be just fine. They've accumulated so many stats and everything. So yeah, it looks like he did play overseas. So I'm not gonna get into that right now, but we'll do a deep dive another day. Let's get into some of tonight's games. We'll save the best for the last. First, we got Spurs Grizzlies, and we'll go through the player props for the Daily Dollar here. We'll talk about some of those for both games, really. And the Grizzlies are 4.5-point favorites over the San Antonio Spurs. The Grizzlies are finally healthy. Jaren Jackson is healthy. I think that's key. Game time decision for Grayson Allen, who's really turned into a really nice player. And then San Antonio, just such a defensive team, such a fun team. I love what Dejounte Murray's turned into. And then DeMar DeRozan has really had a great season as well. I don't know which way to go with this one because I think the Spurs are better coached, Popovich being one of the best coaches of all time, and they're going to play lockdown defense. But the Memphis Grizzlies just have such a more talented team. It's just so young. I don't know if you can trust it yet. This is a big test for them.
Well, they've been here last year. They were here last year against the Blazers, and they couldn't get it done. So this game actually has the potential to be the best game of the four playing games, right? This game is actually really low-key could be a great game.
I could see it. I mean, two pretty well-matched teams. It's at one point in the season, the Spurs were like the 4th seed in the West, and so they obviously dropped all the way down to the 10. But so they've been inconsistent to say the least this year. But they always find a way, right? It's San Antonio. These last few years, they're finally starting to kind of slow down. And like I said, as far as star power goes, it's Memphis all the way with the, Ja Morant and Dylan Brooks as well, a guy who can definitely give you buckets. And I think Jaren Jackson has the potential to be one of the best big men in the league. It's so exciting to see him healthy. And he's so important to their spacing. He's a really good slasher for his size. He's a big with guard skill. Jaren Jackson Jr. Jaren Jackson Sr. Was, about a half a foot shorter, maybe more. But you see a lot of that Jaren Jackson Sr. in Jaren Jackson Jr. He just happens to be like a 7-footer. And I'm thinking Memphis does win this one, though.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think 4.5. They're favored by 4.5. So, yeah, I mean, this is a tough call, but I got the Grizzlies winning by 6. I got them winning 109-103.
Wow. Okay. I tried to pull up the season averages, but It actually NBA.com is glitching. It's showing everyone's averaging 0 on everything. So
let me see what we have here. I'm traveling through Yahoo.
Okay.
We have stats. Okay, the Spurs average 111. The Grizzlies average 113.
Wow.
And the Grizzlies are 15th. They're right in the middle. The Spurs are just 19th, just below. These two are not great 3-point shooting teams. 35% versus 35.6. Who do you think is winning that one?
The 3-point matchup or just the game?
Yeah, 35 points, just by 0.6. 35.6 versus 35.
Oh, I think that the Grizzlies having a healthy Jaren Jackson, and that's ironic. Jaren Jackson, his dad played for the Spurs.
Yeah, just barely better 3-pointers. Just probably by like 4 shots or something. 3-pointers made. The Grizzlies, of course, have more, and the rebounding. Grizzlies are a rebounding team. The Spurs are not so.
The Grizzlies give up about 112 points per game. Playoffs, I feel like the defense gets a little bit better, so I'm going Grizzlies 111, Spurs 108. So they're gonna grind it out. I would stay away from the point spread. I don't know. It just makes me nervous. It feels like it's going to be. I mean, we have potential for overtime. Like you said, this has the potential to be the best play-in game. 2 really evenly matched teams. But just the young, exciting Grizzlies, I think, will get it done. I'm interested to see what Ja Morant does. Let's take a look at some of his props for tonight. His points, assists, rebounds. That's the one I'm most interested in. That's 34.5 points, assists, rebounds. How do you feel about that? He averages 19 points a game, 7 assists, and 4 rebounds.
It's 4.5 rebounds, you said?
He averages 4 rebounds. It's 34.5 is his points, assists, rebounds combined.
Okay. I'll go over.
Yeah, I like the over on that as well.
Because he'll probably get 20-something points.
Yeah. And he'll get his 7 rebounds and 6 assists.
Yeah.
Well,
I can. Yeah, he can get 25 points. Yeah.
Yeah, 25, 6, and 7 sounds about right for him, and that would put him just over.
Yeah.
The highest is DeMar DeRozan, 36.5.
36.5.
Yeah. And DeRozan, this is, he was criticized a lot in his Toronto days for some of these playoff performances.
Yeah, I remember those days. Those were just about 4 years ago. Yeah, man, I got DeRozan. I think he's going to be just under that. He's probably going to be like just under, barely under. Okay, yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards the under on that one as well. Now, as far as just points go, Ja Morant is 20.5. I like the over on that. I think, 25, 23 points. Yeah, I can see him going for 30 plus.
Wow. Okay, so you think he could have a monster game?
I think he can have a very good game. Yeah, I think he had a monster game last year in the West, but then the Blazers are a really bad defensive team. So or the play-in, whatever. But
and the Spurs obviously a really good defensive team.
I think he'll at least get 21. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Jaren Jackson 15.5, and I think that's I think that's definitely an over.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
But yeah, the Spurs actually, they're 19th in points allowed per game. So their defense has actually really fallen off lately. I didn't realize. But I do feel good about Memphis on money line.
I got the Grizzlies as well. I mean, they kind of have like a little bit of experience doing the play-in thing, even though it started last year. So I think they know what to expect now.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, and that experience could prove to be crucial. I think it will inevitably be a factor. Should we move on to the game of the night? Everyone's got this one circled. Everyone's pumped for this one. Everyone's making plans around it.
At the same time, I'm just not like I just don't think it'll be that great. I don't know.
What do you think? LA is going to run away with it?
I feel like it's going to happen. Like, and there'll just be a point where it's just like, man, this game isn't fun anymore.
Oh man, I hope not. But yeah, I was talking to a friend of the program, Ben Savage, who was recently on. He made maybe a 18-second appearance on the episode "Wait No Puppies We Dogs" with Kurt Schroeder. Ben definitely going to be on plenty of episodes going forward, I hope. But I was hanging out with him last night watching some of the games, and he was asking me what I thought about the Warriors-Lakers. And I said, either the Warriors are going to pull some shit and Steph's going to go absolutely bonkers, or the Lakers blow him out. But I do think that Steph has the potential to go bonkers in this one. And I mean, I'm super interested to see what his line is for his plus minus on points. What's your guess? I haven't looked yet, but what's your guess? I bet it's 36.5 over under. What do you think?
I probably 33.
Oh, guess what, man? Give me a job in Vegas. It's 36.5. Exactly.
Oh, wow.
I nailed it. And I'm going over.
I think I'm going for 40.
Yeah, I'm
going 40. Yeah, I'm going over. I'm going 40 plus.
Yeah, I think he goes crazy. I could see him going for 50 or 60. I mean, I think he's going to try to put the team on his back. And I also think you're going to see a locked-in Draymond Green. I wouldn't be surprised if Draymond has like one of those 6 points, 14 rebounds, and 22 assists type games.
Yeah. That's the Draymond game for sure.
Yeah. And now his and you must take the over on 25.5 on points, assists, rebounds. I think that's almost. I'd be really surprised if Draymond doesn't combine for 26 at least, right? Points, assists, rebounds.
Yeah, that'd be pretty shocking because I don't know. I mean, this is a tough matchup for the Warriors.
Yeah, it really is. And like those guys are going to have to do everything, right? I do think that the Warriors, like, we have to look at that team and give some respect where it's due. It's not the Warriors of old, though. It's not, and when I say the Warriors of old, I mean like the healthy Klay Thompson Warriors, which who knows? I pray to God that he is healthy next year because he's one of my favorite players of all time, just as a fan, but also he makes Steph so much more fun. This team really would be a different animal with him. But Wiggins has been really nice. Wiggins shooting 38% from three this year. And, his shooting was kind of a question mark most of his career. But I think this is the best Andrew Wiggins we've ever seen. And I think he's starting to look like a low-tier, like fringe-type all-star. And so I think that could be really interesting. It's going
to come down to all these other guys, like other guys from the bench, Kevon Looney.
Yeah.
What's his name? Jordan Poole.
Yeah.
Jordan Poole is gonna have to have a great game, and same with the I don't think Bazemore. He doesn't really. I know he's starting, but I don't know how much he plays.
It looks like he is going to start actually.
Yeah, he's starting, but I'm not sure how often. Like if he's like a long, like if he plays like a ton of minutes, or he's just like a starter for like 20 minutes and then he just leaves. And like it's mostly Jordan Poole time.
I mean, it seems like he's just such a great hype man,
Yeah.
Curry's going to be coming out guns a-blazing, but the story of this team all year, it's like you're either seeing the video of Curry going absolutely bonkers, or you see the video of Curry like screaming at the team on the sidelines, and there's not much of an in-between.
It's been such a roller coaster year for that team. Since December, since Klay Thompson, the injury from getting since draft night. That was draft day.
Wow.
So yeah, like
you're right. It was.
Yeah, because I remember seeing the interview about and stuff like that with Bob Myers. After finding out. I don't know. I'm just not sold on the Warriors making this a great game. because I just think they're just a step behind the defending champ Lakers. I don't know, but
the Lakers will have a major advantage on the glass, and they have so much size, you know.
Yeah, and for some reason, like Curry, he's not like, you know, for some reason he's not like great at Staples Center. You know, he's not like amazing or whatever when the Lakers are home. It's weird, but I think it'll be fine. Curry individually will be fine. It's just those other guys that's like, you know, Andrew Wiggins needs to have a great game. Jordan Poole, you know, he's got to have that big spark off the bench. It's got to be, you know, they got to win, you know, these ugly games, these ugly low scoring. They got to win that game. It's got to be that kind of game for them to win.
LeBron James, for his points, assists, rebounds, is at 42.5. What do you think about that?
Man, that's a tough one, man.
That's a tough one.
That's really tough because you see like 27 and 7-7. So that's 14. So, you know, 27. That's 44, right?
Right.
Yeah. And I could see him having his normal stat, right? Yeah. I think I can go.
You know, here's the thing. What you got to be most careful about when you're looking at player lines is you have to really think about how the game is going to go, because if the Lakers do blow them out, then he's not going to hit it, you know, because he'll be able to kind of sit in the fourth quarter. They're going to make sure they're up at least 20 if they do, you know, and the Warriors have beaten the Lakers already this season, so it's not like it's impossible. But I think the only way LeBron hits that is if it's a competitive game throughout. So I'd be nervous to put any money on that one personally, but I do think that it's an over, assuming it's a competitive game. So let's take a look what his points is, his line on points. You
can also argue that even if it's a competitive game, he just misses that mark too.
Yeah.
Because that's happened a lot where weirdly LeBron seems to lose, and he kind of, for his standards, kind of underperforms. Maybe he'll have like 22 points, 23 points or whatever, and, you know, he'll have assists and rebounds.
Yeah.
It'll be like 10 or whatever, but that's over. That's just over. Even like a bad game for him, I'll go over. It's definitely safe to go over there.
Now, for points, he's 26.5. I'm going the over on points for him, and that's a minus 120 on the line. What do you think? Over on the 26.5?
I'm going to go I'm going to go just under that.
Wow, okay.
25 points.
No, Anthony Davis, 25.5. I think that's an over.
I'm going over there.
Yeah, I think Anthony Davis is going to be wreaking havoc. You know, it's Kevon Looney out there starting at center, and then Draymond Green, who's awesome, but he's like, what, 6'7", 6'6"? Anthony Davis. Davis plays really hard. Like, Draymond's a dog, but so is Davis. He really can bring so much energy. He's got the guard skills. He's going to be flying all over the court like he did back when he was the Pelicans power forward / mascot.
Yeah. Yeah. Or just like, you know, having a good time, just like that Kentucky video.
He loves to have a good time. I love to have a good time. Who doesn't like to have a good time? Andre Drummond hates fun, actually. So, what do you think the rebound line is for Drummond? Let's see if one of those is out there. 10.5.
10.5. 10.5.
Over.
Yeah, I think he'll get 12.
Yeah, this guy gobbles up rebounds like the hungry hippos gobble up marbles.
Yeah.
Well, that pretty much gets us through the game. Anything else on your basketball mind today?
Well, we got to get to our score, right?
Oh, true. Yeah. What am I doing? I was testing you, and you passed.
This is such a tough one. I don't know where to go here. I think the over-under is 218.5. Lakers favored by 5.5.
Warriors averaged 114 points per game. They give up 113 points per game. Oh, so they do cover the spread.
But it's just under.
Okay, yeah, but it's not a blowout for you. Now, the Lakers They keep it kind of low scoring. And that makes sense because they got an older team, but they know they can run, of course. They average 190 points a game, and that's actually 22nd in the NBA. They only allow 106.8 points per game, and the only team that's better at that is the New York Knicks. But you have a healthy Anthony Davis. You have Andre Drummond. You have LeBron James out there in a lot of really good defensive role players too. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Let's see. Let me really break this one down. Curry's going to go off. Curry is going to, I think, drop around 45. I think at least 40 coming out from Curry tonight. And so that's going to definitely raise the total points. Draymond, I think, should be key, as I said, in rebounds and assists. Wiggins, I think, goes for over 20. So.
Yeah, Wiggins, I think that's a safe bet, too. Goes going over.
Yeah, and let's, out of curiosity, let's see what his line is for points. He averages 19 a game, and it's 20.5. So, yeah, right around there. I probably wouldn't touch that. He might get 19. He might get 21. You know?
Yeah,
not touching that one. Wow. So the Lakers will probably slow it down, but the Warriors are going to kind of try to speed it back up. It's going to be a conflicting of identities. Warriors will score 112 points. And the Lakers will score 109. And the Warriors win. And everyone panics. And tomorrow on all the ESPN shows, Skip Bayless is going to be freaking out on Fox or whatever he is. And then Stephen A. Smith is going to be like, LeBron James needs to be better in the playoffs because this is not the regular season. And I know LeBron, he is one of the greatest of all time. No due disrespect from LeBron James. But LeBron James needs to get better ball, and he needs to be more consistent in the playing games. And people are going to be like, God, I've really got to mute my television. This guy's blowing out my eardrums, because that's kind of how he does it, man. That's his style.
Yeah. I really wish the Warriors could win this. I just don't see it tonight, but I'll be rooting hard for them. I got my Curry shirt on right now. I'll be wearing the jersey. Hopefully it's a good luck charm. Man, I really hope they got this. I mean, I think they'll win. Be one of those like 99, 96 kind of games,
Wow. Okay, so you think it could be lower scoring?
Yeah. But, we'll see. They're going to try to, since they're a little overmatched, Warriors, they're going to try faster. They're going to try to, look for quick shots. They're going to try to find Curry. They're going to feed them all night. I mean, they better. Some of these guys with the tunnel vision don't find Curry in time, or they don't find him at all, and he's wide open in the corner or something. But Oubre's not playing, so it should be fine.
I think, Curry is going to be pulling up from half court, hitting threes, playing with a ton of confidence. I mean, I think he is going to.
I'm excited to see that team back in like a playoff atmosphere.
Yeah, he's going to be on a mission. Man, yeah, this is the game I'm most looking forward to. And LeBron and Curry, they have a pretty legitimate personal rivalry between the two. I mean, how many times they've met in the finals, and they have tremendous respect for each other. And so it's really like the modern Magic versus Larry, like these two guys who seem to meet in the finals every year, but now, of course, they're in the same conference. Yeah,
I like that you said that, because I've been saying that met there for the third time in the finals. That it's very similar to that. Like, it's like, like you got like the jump shooter who appeals to one demographic, and the other guy who's like a beast, he's been a beast for years and years, and who also appeals to the other side of the demographic. But the difference between the Magic and Larry is that they're like the same age, right? They're like about the same. I mean, LeBron's a couple years older, but I mean, they also came out at like the same time. Magic and Larry.
Yeah.
Whereas LeBron was 6 years. That's half his career. I mean, he was in his last season with the Cavs. That's 2 seasons with the Cavs when Curry was a rookie.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's going to be wild, man. That one goes either way. I'll be honest with you, of course. I always got to be honest. I'm picking with my heart. My heart says Golden State. My mind says probably Lakers. I think just watch that game and enjoy it, because it could go either way. I just hope it's not a blowout. If it is a blowout, it's a blowout in favor of the Lakers. But who knows?
How sweet would it be if the Warriors were the one blowing them out? Oh my God, I wouldn't. I'd be set for the year. That'd be good for the year if the Warriors push the Lakers to the 8th spot where they got to win. Like they got to win 2 games, but they're not missing the playoffs. The Lakers, but like if the Warriors can win it tonight. But then again, the Warriors and Jazz, something that is very appealing to me.
Yeah.
The Warriors can get their revenge from 2007 when they lost to Utah in the second round.
Wow. What a throwback.
Like
Baron Davis.
Such a story. Because, then you think about the Suns versus the Warriors. I don't know if the Warriors can get past that. But the Jazz, I mean, hey, I don't know. The Warriors beating it, upsetting the Jazz. That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
They beat them recently.
Yeah.
So who knows? The Warriors, they can beat anyone on any given night. That's just the stuff factor,
Yeah.
He's good enough to lead a team to victory. He's not going to do it every game, and no one's going to do it every game. It's a sport relying on teamwork, right? One of the reasons that makes LeBron James so important is he's made all his teammates better forever. So,
hey, what did we get to Draymond's line? What was Draymond's line?
On points?
Just anything, everything.
His points is 8.5. His points, rebounds, assists is 25.5. We took the over on that.
Okay, so we did talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
His rebounds is 7.5. His assists, I'm interested to see. Averages 9 assists a game. Assists is 8.5. So,
okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very, very tough one there. You never know with Draymond, but I think he'll be a little bit over on most of those.
Playoff Draymond, baby. Playoff Draymond.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's the prophet, Hami Arain, and I'm Adam Shalafu. Anyway, anything else to add, my friend?
Nothing much. Go Warriors. I really want them to win. Sorry, Laker fans, but some of you guys, I just can't stand you guys. And the fact that Laker and LeBron fans are together, it's like it's rough out here, So hopefully the Warriors can really make some noise today, and even if they don't win, win the next 2 games. Win that play-in thing. Just win that next game if you don't win today.
I like all that. No offense, Lakers fans, but Hami doesn't like you. So, but no offense. Anyway, we'll see you next time. This has been the Daily Dollar. Thank you for listening on the podcast. Shout out to Evan Buttress, the Wax Cowboy. Check out his graphic design work if you want to get some done for yourself, and give us a friendly rating if you enjoy the show. Got 20 reviews so far, all 5 stars, and the last person called us eargasmic. So if you agree, why don't you write one too? We'll see you next time. All right, we are